Joining me now, fresh from the ongoing marathon vote on the Senate floor, is the Senator Bernie Sanders, independent from Vermont. Senator Sanders, thank you for making time to come away. I understand you are headed toward another vote at some point. Where do we stand on this bill? And tell me a little bit about your objection to it. You are going to vote in favor of the passage of this act, but you did speak against something about it and propose an amendment.
Well, Aldi, look, this country faces enormous crises in terms of health care, the high cost of prescription drugs, child care, higher education, climate, income and wealth inequality. This is what we call a reconciliation bill. And what that means is that we only need 50 votes. You don't have to get 60 votes. You don't need any Republican votes to do something significant for working families in this country. And unfortunately, for fairly well-known reasons, we have two conservative Democrats. We couldn't get the 50 votes that we need, really, to impact the needs of working families. So I have offered a series of amendments to strengthen the bill, which have not succeeded. Bottom line is that you have a bill which does some good things. We put some $300 billion into clean energy. And at a time when we face an existential threat in terms of climate change, this is a step forward. But on the other hand, as part of the deal, we're allowing oil and gas companies the opportunity to drill on millions of acres of public water and land. We're giving more tax breaks and corporate welfare to the oil industry. There is a reason why BP and Shell, two of the largest oil companies in this country, are supporting the bill. In terms of prescription drugs, this legislation takes a very baby step forward. We pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. In some cases, you well know, we've talked about it, 10 times more than Canadians. What this bill does is say that Medicare should negotiate prescription drug prices, but only after 4 years, and they start off with only 10 drugs and go from there. So it's a very modest step forward. Bottom line is I'm going to support the bill because given the crisis of climate change, the environmental community says this is a step forward. It doesn't go anywhere near as far as it should. It is a step forward.
And obviously, of all the matters in there, these two issues, whether it be climate or health care, are near and dear to both of our hearts. I want to talk specifically about some of the things you wanted to do. You had an amendment, 5210, requiring that Medicare not pay more than the VA. Right. Tell me what that was meant to do.
This is a very simple amendment. Right now, I don't know if anybody knows this, for 30 years, the Veterans Administration has been negotiating prescription drug prices with the VA, similar to what Canada does, what countries all over the world do. The result is that the VA pays half as much for prescription drugs as Medicare. Now, how insane is it that in one federal government, you got the VA paying 50% of what Medicare is paying for prescription drugs? So all that my amendment said is, you know what? Medicare should not pay any more than the VA. Do what they've been doing for 30 years. Now, when you take on the pharmaceutical industry, you are taking on the most powerful lobby here in Washington, D.C. They have an unlimited amount of money to make sure we pay outrageously high prices. They got 1,700 paid lobbyists. So bottom line is this legislation is a baby step forward. It doesn't go as far as it should.
You had another amendment which caught my interest, and that was the establishment of a civilian climate corps. What does that mean?
Well, what that's about is the bill puts $300 billion into clean energy, and that's a good thing. That's probably the best thing in the bill. But, the leaders, as you well know, in America and all over the world, the people who have been leading the effort to take on the fossil fuel industry and transform our energy system, they are the young people. They're out on the streets. They're demonstrating, they're demanding disinvestment from fossil fuel companies. They've been the leader. And what these young people want to do is they want to be able to roll up their sleeves and go to work in doing energy efficiency, doing sustainable energy. And what this legislation is about, and we had it in the original Build Back Better bill, it provides $30 billion in providing good jobs for some 400,000 young people, educational benefits. And it says, we need your help. Help us to transform our energy system. And it would have, I believe, created a lot of excitement among young people.
Senator, before I let you go, there's definitely new energy in the air, possibly around the Supreme Court case having to do with Dobbs and Roe v. Wade, that they're getting people to turn out for these primaries and getting them more interested. You said that there are things, whether it's to do with health care or climate, that are baby steps in this bill. Do you get some impression that perhaps in these midterms or in the coming 2 years, there will be an energy behind more than baby steps when it comes to climate and health care in America?
You know, I worry very much that the Democrats have not done as much as they should in terms of responding to the needs of working families. It is no great secret that we're losing white working-class voters, Latino working-class voters, black working-class voters. On the other hand, what this extremely right-wing Supreme Court has done, probably inadvertently, when they say that no woman in the United States of America has the right to control her own body, man, that sends off a signal all over this country, in Kansas, in Vermont, all over this country. So I think what you're going to see is a real response to that disgraceful decision, and people are going to be saying, you know what? It is not government that should tell a woman how she controls her body. It is a woman herself. And I think you are going to see increased voter turnout, and I think the Republicans may regret very much what their Supreme Court has done.
Senator, good to see you. Thanks for taking some time away from the floor. I know you guys have been working for a long time and probably have many, many more hours ahead of you. Senator Bernie Sanders, independent of Vermont.